So is that running now?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess there's a couple of things to say about where we are with Lark. This is the end of this first work cycle for the product. If I get, I'll try to get the terminology right for the product, and a big part of what we've accomplished in the last couple of weeks has been on moving the infrastructure towards production. Folks who are joining this call may not already be aware that we had some pretty major GitLab CI issues that put a pretty big wrench in the machine for moving a lot of the stuff, actually not just the stuff that we were most focused on as the infrastructure, but also slowed down development on a lot of other things because it was just really challenging to move code through our usual pipeline. So I'll say that we made some really great progress by mitigating that issue and have some really cool auto-scaling infrastructure now backing our CI pipelines as a result. So that's new. And in the meanwhile, so I'm going to show our new setup for auto deployment while as code goes through. So this is a merge request that Longshu has put in, and it does some things, and what particularly it's doing is not terribly important. But the thing, sorry, Longshu, it is important, just not to my point. So what's happened here is that this code has been run through various steps. So it got testing and code quality and style linting, and then some integration tests ran, and it deployed to as a review to both the UCSD environment and to the UCSB one. So we can go view app, and this is the running, there's not much interface here, but this is the running instance of Lark running that code. This is the Lark backend. So that's exciting. That happens automatically. We can stop the environments manually. So this is going to run a job that will stop the UCSB environment for that particular deployment. And then we also have, when we merge this code to master, it will auto deploy to the staging environment. Again, both in a UCSB infrastructure and in UCSD. So what remains on the operations side for this product is to decide where we want to run production. There's a few little details about the database connections to iron out, and then we should be able to just roll this code out continuously in production. So that's one line of work that we've made a ton of progress on in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go ahead and look a little bit at another one, which is that I don't think we've yet demoed anything for the front end. So I'm going to go ahead and show Lark Front End. I'm just going to stand this up manually for us right now. probably want to point this at a running instance of Lark. So I'm going to do .env and make this UCSD review. So this will just be the running instance that I didn't just stop for that merge request we just saw. But I could also point this front end at just about, I guess, just about any running instance of the Lark backend. So in production, this would obviously just be the production system. So I'm going to go that may be, oh, I don't have npm installed. Normally I would do this with the Docker environment. Maybe I should just go ahead and do that. Let's see. Actually, what I'm going to do is do I'm just going to go ahead and install npm right now. This is going to be exciting. We won't stand and watch that. So, so the Lark front end is running in a JavaScript framework called Vue.js, and it's a really lightweight little front end that came together pretty fast, and it just runs via the Lark API, and we're not necessarily treating it at this point as like a well-designed or finished product, but having something that is directly operating on the API that gives us something to ship out to our stakeholders has been a priority. So that's the role that this front end's serving. And let me go ahead and see now if I can run. No, I can't actually start this, can I? Because I don't have Vue installed. Well, this is no fun because I can't demo the front end, but you'll have to trust that it exists. Ideally, we would be in a position where we're deploying the front end right now, and I think that's one of those things that really suffered from our slowdown. So that's a line of work that I think we have to try to follow up on off the work cycle so that we can deploy the front end to staging just like we're doing with the back end. And then again, once we decide where we're going to host this system permanently, then we'll have those things deploying together to production on a continuous basis. So that's that. And I guess the other thing that I want to call out is that there's been some ongoing work around loading dummy data so that when we do deploy into production, into staging, we have some convenient preloaded data in there so that if you could see the front end, there would be something to see other than just the edit forms. That might be all that I have. I'm happy to take questions.
Anybody have any questions? All right. I think, Chrissy, you can stop the recording.